Okay, welcome to the Impact Podcast with Taiwo Balogun tonight. Yes, wherever you are joining us from across nations of the world, I want to welcome you. Yes, you are welcome once again. Welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to welcome you and appreciate you for being part of this community. It's a community, yes. Hey, yeah, we are a community of business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors. And yes, today we'll be learning a lot. We'll be learning a lot. And the topic before us, or the subject matter that is before you and I, that I will be doing justice to, is entrepreneurship versus intrapreneurship. Discover your best part. So that is what we're looking at tonight. Yes, we're diving into a very important topic, entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, which is the best part for you. And you see, many people have been asking about the difference between these two parts and how they can, as in how to decide which one is right for them. And that is one of the reasons why I am bringing before you this subject matter tonight. And always want, I want us to engage. I want us to discuss. I'll share some things with you. But however, I also want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So if you are a first timer on this channel, if you are just joining us or coming across my channel for the first time, I am Taiwo Balogun Impact. I like adding impact to my name. I'm the host of the Impact Podcast with Taiwo Balogun. And you see, I am a business developer and also a growth expert myself. And so I think with that, I also have my businesses. I have businesses. I run ministry, and with coupled with the fact that I've been in the in the business world for some years, I think I'm qualified to share my thoughts on this topic tonight, which is entrepreneurship ship versus intrapreneurship, and how you can discover your best part. And even if you are considering starting your own business or inventing within an existing company, you must understand the key differences and the benefit of each part. I mean, the part of entrepreneurship and the part of intrapreneurship. And that is one of the reasons why we are doing this tonight. Yes, we're doing this tonight together because it's going to be very, very engaging. It's going to be very engaging. Just let me know in the comment section if you have any question for me as we dive deeper into today's subject. So, like I promised, I'll break down the unique opportunities and challenges of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. See, and these challenges and opportunities will help you. Yes, they will help you to make an informed decision about your business and career paths. About your career path. And by the end of today's episode, yes, you will have a clear understanding of which part aligns with your goals and aspirations in life. Everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. So also everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. And I think we need to get started by understanding what entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship are. So I'll be defining that. And if you have any question, like I said, drop your question in the comment section and let us do this together. Let's do this together. Yes. So what is entrepreneurship? What is entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship? Some people call it entrepreneur, while some people call it entrepreneur, but I like calling it entrepreneurship. So, what is entrepreneurship, if you may ask? Entrepreneurship is the process of starting and running your own business. Simple. It is very, very simple. Entrepreneurship is simply defined as process of starting and running your own business. And don't forget that as an entrepreneur, you either create a new product or a new service, or you buy, which is what we call franchise, or you buy a franchise, or buy a business, or you run an existing business. So entrepreneurship is the process of starting and running your own business. And as an entrepreneurship, don't forget you need three major things, or three or four things. You need a product or a service that you offer. You need a team. Yes, you need a team. Yeah, we have some people that they are micro entrepreneurs. Micro entrepreneurship simply means those that run a one-man business, and some of them are doing very good. I will not dispute the fact that some one-man business or solopreneurs are doing very good at their own standard and level. Yes, at times they might have difficulties in scaling up the business. However, running it as a solopreneur, you need product, need a product or service. You also need to build a team. You need to build a team because there's limitation in running your own business as a solopreneur or as a micro entrepreneurship. It is very, very dangerous because if anything happens to you, then that means nothing will work in your business. You fall sick today, means your business is going to fall sick. You understand? So, and also, it is also the process of taking on the financial risk to bring your idea to life. You have to take that financial risk because as you're starting, some people will not believe in your idea. They will not believe in your business idea. So many people will not believe in what you have to offer. Some people will feel, oh, we know him, we know her. I think he can't do it. So some people won't believe that you can do it. Some people will not believe that you can run a business, but you are to prove them wrong by being diligent, by taking that risk of investing your own uh, money, which is what we call bootstrapping. You bootstrap the business. That means you start up the business by yourself with your own capital. You understand? With your own capital, then by the time you now grow the capital to a level, you can now have that as a proof to show investors, irrespective of who the investor is, and show the person that, okay, within so month or so year, I've been able to start this business with so amount of money, and I've been able to build it up to this level. So would you be glad, or would you like to join in running this business or join as an investor? You understand? So by then you have proof. So that is the little summary I would want us to limit the entrepreneurship, so that I don't we don't I don't talk you out of context. So let's look at intrapreneurship. I just defined entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship, the process of starting and running your own business. And as you start or run your own business, need three to four things. Okay, so let me quickly say the three to four things. Number one, a product or service. Number two, a team. Number three, who are your customers? Who are going to buy from you? Or who do you want to serve? Number four, what means of payment? Or how are they going to pay you? Those first four things must be intact if you want to start any business, either as a solopreneur, or you just have to, or as a partnership. However, you need those four things. Those four things must be intact when you start a business, when you run a if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. So now let's look at intrapreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship, on the other hand, involves taking on uh, entrepreneurial roles within an existing company. I think I need to explain that again. Uh, Intrapreneurship is you taking up uh, an entrepreneurial roles within an existing company. You are you are employed in a company as a staff, but you have the mindset of an entrepreneur. So, in that existing company, you can decide to take on an entrepreneurial role. And what does that mean? You can be one of those guys that make things happen in that company. You could be uh, the brain behind product development in that company. You could be behind the marketing, the sales, the profit making of that company, and that you could be behind. You could be the innovator behind the system. You understand? So intrapreneurs innovate. They innovate within the system of the company or the system of a company using the company's resources to develop products or services. So you can see the difference now. An entrepreneur starts his or her own business by him or by himself. You understand? You start by yourself, you take the financial risk, you take all the risk, even though if it fails, you take the risk. If it succeeds, glory to, to God. You understand? But in an entrepreneurship setting, you are working in a company and you have access to resources, you have access to a lot of things that you can use to experiment, innovate products or services within the system of the company. I hope that is clear. So if you have any question on that, drop in the comment section. I think I'm going to help you out. So as we move on, excuse me, as we move on, I want us to look at some key differences between these two parts, the part of entrepreneurship and the part of intrapreneurship. Like I said, that entrepreneurship are people or is a process of starting and running your own business, while intrapreneurship is you taking on the role of entrepreneur in an existing company. You understand? So we're going to be looking at 4 to 5 key differences between the part of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. You understand? So let's look at 4 key differences. The number one key difference that I'd like you to understand is the risk and reward. The risk and reward. The risk and reward. In what sense? Entrepreneurs, most of the times, they shoulder the financial risk of their business. Like I said, at times you might have a business idea and take that business idea to your friends, your family members, and tell them, oh, I have this business idea, I've done my business plan, I've done my projection, I think this is going to make us money in the next few years. Some people they will not buy into that business idea. You know why? Because one, they know you, and we used to say see finish. They know you, eh? So they will not. But in some cases, some will buy into your business, support you, but they want to see how serious you are. In my own case, when I started my business around 2005, I think 2004, 2005, 2004, I think 2004, 5. I was reading a lot of a lot of articles on Success Digest business magazine, and one day I came across something gold, something marigold or something gold, like Bitcoin of this day. So I decided I'm going to add that to my business plan. And I'd wanted to do media because I started my journey, my entrepreneurial journey with media. Doing publishing, production, book production, book publishing, graphic design, computer stuff like that. So at the point, through reading and consuming a lot of materials, I was able to put together a business plan. So I put the business plan together, printed it, that time that you used to laminate now. I took it to my mentor, my business mentor, and I told him, I said, I have a business idea. and I would want to, then I don't, we're just starting, no mentor like that now. Or, so I didn't even know that I can, I didn't know that I can have, I can give room for investor, or like now, if I want to set up such business again, I would rather go to my mentor and say, sir, I want you to be the chairman of the board of this company. You understand? So if you're just starting and you have people around you that it is not that they will give you money, but they have reputation, they have people around you. If you are just starting as an entrepreneur, instead of going to them to give you money, you can say, sir, I want you to come on board as the chairman of this company, the chairman of the board of directors. And you know what that will do for you? It will give your company credibility. To give your company credibility, help to build a company's brand. That's not where we're going today anyway. It's what we call personal brand and business brand. So you can use that person's personal brand to build your own business brand. Do you get that? Let me know if you get that. Drop yes in the comment section. So now, the number one difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship is the risk and reward. The risk and what? And the reward. An entrepreneurs, you are the one that will take the whole financial risk of the business. And if the reward also shows up, you are going to reap the potential rewards. While in the case of intrapreneurs, you leverage the company's resources. The company that you are working with, you leverage their resources and also share the rewards with your employer, with your boss, with the organ of the company, because you are not the owner of the company. You are not the one that have the resources. You are just taking up an entrepreneurial role in that company. So if what you develop, if your product or service makes profit, yes, they can say, okay, oh, we made 100 million from this product. Why not? Let's give him 5 million. Okay, let's declare a bonus. Okay, you have a new car, you have new office, you have a salary increase and stuff like that. That is what you might get as an intrapreneur. You understand? But however, you still don't have control of your time. You have to resume whenever you have to resume. You have to close whenever you have to close. As in, when the company asks you to close, ask you to resume and close. Did you get that? Are you getting something? Let me know if you are getting something tonight. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section so that I will know that I'm communicating. I'm communicating. Now, the number two difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship is the autonomy. Autonomy. An entrepreneur have complete control over his or her business. He has control over his or her business. Whereas an intrapreneur works within the framework and the culture of an existing company. Like I said, you no matter how much you made for your company as an intrapreneur, you don't have control over your time. You have to resume when the company asks you to resume and close when they ask you to close. So that autonomy, that freedom is not there. An entrepreneur does not have the freedom of time like an entrepreneur. You get it, like an entrepreneur. Let me use that word entrepreneur so that you know that I'm talking about ENT. You understand? So now, when you understand that, then I want you to think along with me, because we are looking at entrepreneurship versus intrapreneurship, discovering the best part for you. So while looking at these differences, you should know where you fit in before we get to the end of this episode. Now let's look at the number three. The number three difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship is resources, the available resources. You understand? The available resources. Entrepreneurs must secure their own funding and resources by themselves. They secure their own funding and resources. It is either you bootstrap it, like I said earlier, you bootstrap it. Bootstrapping means you start the business with your own money, either with your own savings or whatever, or the your whatever, however you get the money, you bootstrap it yourself. You understand? While entrepreneurs can access the company's resources. They can get fund from the company and say, we are developing this product or we are creating this service and we will need 50 million to set it up. Everything that we need 50 million, and you've done your projection and say, okay, if you invest 50 million in this product, we should be able to make like 500 million in the next 1 month, 6 months, 1 year. You get it? So the company, when they weigh the input and the projected output, they might say, oh, no problem. Okay, this is available. This is the fund. They make the fund available for you. You understand? But in the case of entrepreneurs, you have to secure the funding yourself. For intrapreneur, you can access the company's resources or access the fund from the company. And this is one of the most difficult parts of being an entrepreneur. I need to say this. Entrepreneurship is not easy. Funding, access to funding is not an easy task. As an entrepreneur, you need to have thick skin. So don't just wake up one day and say, I want to become an entrepreneur, thinking that people will just dump their money with you. No. You understand? It doesn't work that way. They must see the value that you are bringing to the table before they can part with their money. So let's look at the number 4 difference between excuse me, let me take some water. Between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship is the support system. Support system. What is support system? Oftentimes entrepreneurs rely on their network. They rely on who they know, both internal and external support. Like, okay, I hosted them, Mr. Rume Daniels last week, and he was telling us about his humble beginning, how he started his consulting business. And he said he started for 18 months, no pay, no contract, no job. And he was going from one company to another to submit proposal. And he said he submitted 218 proposal until one day, after 18 months, he got a call. And that call cleared. Go and watch it. Watch last week episode of this podcast. We looked at entrepreneurial resilience. You understand? That was the title of the video. So now, and he said, when I asked him what kept you going for that 18 months and up to this day, I think for like 20 years, he's still running the business now. He said it was his support system, that his wife, at a point, his wife was working as a teacher, and whenever she goes to work and gets a salary, she will bring the total package of the salary, give it to him. And he will just take it, appreciate her, turn it back to her. He said it was his support system, both internal support and mentorship, place of mentors. You understand? So the support system usually helps entrepreneurs because you must have network. See, if like 70% of people on your mobile phone, on your contact list, are not people that can support what you're doing, then you need to change your strategy. I'm not saying you should delete them. Don't delete, but change your strategy. Look for strategy to add more people to your contact list, people that believes in you, that trust what you're doing, that can support your vision. Yes, there's a way to do that. Now, in the other way, when we come to intrapreneurs now, they can benefit from internal mentors and corporate support, because in the company they have mentors, they have directors, they have managers, both senior, middle, and lower level managers. They have them that they can they can benefit from as support system if anything happens. But in the case of entrepreneurs, you need to rely on your network and both internal and external support. And that is why you must network, learn to collaborate as an entrepreneur. Collaboration must be your bedrock. It must be one of your in fact, one of your best strategies. Don't always compete. Look for ways to collaborate. That is my own advice anyway. Some people enjoy competing, but I like collaborating. Like collaborating. So as we move on, if you have any question, drop your question in the comment section. Drop your question in the comment section, and I'll be glad to attend to your questions. I'll be glad to do that. I'll be glad to do that. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. We have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn. So now let's look at, the the pros and cons of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. The pros and cons. You know, the pros and cons of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. Now, looking at the pros of entrepreneurship, the number one thing pros is you have full control and ownership of your business. You have full control of your business. You are the owner. You have full control of your time and your resources. You can decide what happens in your business. You also have control over who to do business with. You can say, oh, there are times you can fire your customers. There are some customers when they are too troublesome, and you see that, oh, the time I'm investing in this client is not bringing the result I expect. You can say, politely, amicably, and fire the client and say, I'm sorry, I think I can't work with you anymore, but our relationship can remain intact. I've done that. I've done that before. That a client that I worked for, recommended a friend, and I was when we got a project, we were like, oh, this is a good project. We're working on a project, but she was not satisfied. She was not. There's nothing you do that she will appreciate. She will always complain and say this, that. I said, what was all this? So, and she had paid. So one day I just decided I learned firing some clients. I learned it from a mentor. I just politely, I said, sir, ma, please, I'd like you to send me your account number. And she sent it. So I just refunded her money. She was like, what happened? She called. I did not pick the call. She was like, what happened? I said, I'm sorry. So she now reported the situation to her friend who recommended her, and that it was the lady that now called and said, Mr. Balogo, what happened? And now explained what happened to her. I said, so I'm sorry. I said, no, I don't want our relationship, anything to affect our relationship. And that's why I did that. I have to do. I don't want enemies. I want friends. You understand? So you have control over your money, your funding, your profit, your capital, your time, and who to do business with. That is one of the pros of entrepreneurship. And another pros is unlimited potential for innovation and profit. You have unlimited potential for what? For innovation and profit. Because you can come up with an idea in your business now and develop anything. You can innovate anything because you have control over business, and it can shoot up your profitability. That is one of the pros. Why the cons are high financial risk. Cons of entrepreneurship. Number one is high financial risk. You can make the profit today and lose it anytime. That is one thing about entrepreneurship. You can go up today and go down tomorrow, but I pray that will not be your portion. You understand? And another thing is uncertain income. There are times you'll be doing project, a lot of projects will be coming in. You'll be working on this project. You are working on this project. You are working with this client. You are working with that client. As a consultant, at times I could have working on three projects at the same time, But at times we might not have any project on ground. You understand? So uncertain income is one of the cons of entrepreneurship. So you must have the strategy, like like ants. Like the Holy Book told us that we should go and learn from ants, you know, how they store their food, how they store, they harvest in summer. You understand? So you need to do that. You need that strategy. And let's look at the pros and the cons of intrapreneurship. Number one is the pros. The number one pros is access to resources and support, because you are working in a company. If the resources and support are available. While the number two is less financial risk. It is not your money. You can decide. You can say, oh, you can come up with a project or a business, a product or a service, and you get to the middle of the service or the middle of building developing the project or the product, and the government policy just came up and disrupt everything, and all the money that you've invested in that product is gone. Nothing will happen, because the company knows that, oh, it is not your fault. Even if it is your fault, it will not affect you because the money is not coming from your pocket. But that does not mean that you should not do your due diligence anyway. So the that's one that's it's less financial risk when it comes to the pros in on entrepreneurship. So let's look at the cons in entrepreneurship. Number one cons is limited control. Limited control. You don't have control over anything that you create in your as an entrepreneur. You don't have control over it, because it is not your idea. You, even if it is your idea, by the time you are being employed into the company, they will tell you, hey, they will ask you to sign a document, and in that document, maybe some of us don't read it. By the time you are signing the document, eh, you are automatically signing a document that says whatever idea you bring into this company belongs to this company. Did you get that? Whatever idea you are doing belongs to this company. That is just it. You get it? So you must understand that if you have entrepreneurial mindset as an entrepreneur, so the idea, whatever has been created, is not yours. You have limited control over it. Then you also have the potential for slower decision making. You have potential for slower decision making. The delayed gratitude. You understand? It is to some people's advantage. It is delayed gratification. Yeah, sorry, delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is not negative per se. It has its own benefit. There are times it will help you to mitigate risk, to mitigate some challenges. You understand? Delayed gratification is not that negative in quote, because some people will say, oh, is procrastinating. Procrastination can help at times, but in most cases, it is not a good idea. You get it? So that is okay. I can see a comment. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Okay. Hey, is it a recorded or live? It's live, man. We're live here. We're doing live session. All right. Thank you for asking. If you have any question, drop in the comment section. I will be glad to ask your question, to answer your question. So if you have any question at this point, drop your question. We are looking at entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. We discover the best part for you, which is the best part for you as a person. Now a lot of people used to start business by copying others. They just see that, oh, this business is doing good, let me also venture into that business. That is not the best way to start a business. That is not the best way. That is not. So now let's move on. Let's look at how to decide which path is right for you. How do you decide which path is right for you? Is it in entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship? Which is the best path for you? If you want to ask which is the best path for you, then you need to understand some questions that I will be sharing with you. Some questions that I'll be sharing with you. And if you understand these questions that I'll be sharing with you, it will make life easier for you. It will make what? It will make life easier. Easier. Don't mind me. I'm looking at the second screen, reading some things. If I think reading if I have some questions there. All right. So, what are the things? How do you decide which path is right for you? There are 5 questions that you must ask to decide if you will be a successful entrepreneur or intrapreneur. And the number one question is, are you comfortable with financial risk? Ask yourself, oh, am I comfortable with financial risk? Can you take that risk to go and start something, and at the end of the day it doesn't work, you fail, and you can still have that tenacity to start again and say, oh, I believe in this idea, this business must work. And are you comfortable with that, taking such financial risk? Are you? If you are not, then you can be an entrepreneur. You should go and become an intrapreneur. Did you get that? Number 2 question to ask yourself is, how do I prefer working independently or within a team? Are you an independent worker or a team worker? Do you like working as a team or independently? If you like working independently, yes, it will help you. It will help you. Even if you are an entrepreneur, it will help you because you have that energy to do something, even if your stars or others are not doing things the way you expect it. You understand? But if you are the team guy, you are a team person, then being an entrepreneur be a good path for you to follow. While the third question is, how important is control and decision making to you? Do you like to take control of your financial life? Are you as in taking control of the financial of your business, or taking control of your time? Do you want to take control of your time? Do you want to make decision by yourself, or you want someone to take control, determine where you come in and when you go out? Do you prefer someone making decision for you? If you are the type that like taking control of things, you understand, and you are good in decision making, then you'll be a good entrepreneur. Or if you are not, then you should look at becoming an intrapreneur. The number 4 question is that you must ask yourself is, am I willing to navigate corporate structures, or do I prefer creating my own rules? If you are willing to navigate corporate structures, then you should walk the path of intrapreneur. But if you prefer creating your own rules, then you'll be a good entrepreneur. So I'm simplifying it so that you know where you fit in. Why the number 5 question, which is going to be the last question that you ask yourself, is, what resources can you currently have access to? If you are an entrepreneur, or you want to be or you are an aspiring entrepreneur, do you have access to any resources right now? As an aspiring entrepreneur, do you have access to any resources to kick off? If not, then do you want to consider becoming an intrapreneur? That is, maybe you have a skill or discipline that you can go and look for a job and add value to the company to raise something to now become set up your own business, or add value in that company and secure your job. But you know that no job is totally secured. Anything can happen anytime. But however, I hope you understand the difference between intrapreneurship, entrepreneurship, and intrapreneurship. But however, ultimately the choice between in entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship depends on your own personal goals. I need to say that. It depends on your own personal goals. It also depends on your risk tolerance and ultimately your working styles. Some people they don't they are not risk taker. They don't take risk. They cannot take both calculated risk or any risk. They don't want to take risk. They just want to be somewhere where they are okay with the salary, they are okay with the corporate structures, they are okay and they are looking at retirement, getting retired and getting their pension, and they are okay for the rest of their lives. Yes, some people are destined to be such. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it is not everybody that will become an entrepreneur, and it is not everybody that will become an intrapreneur. But however, the choice between becoming an entrepreneur and entrepreneur and intrapreneur depends on your own personal goals. What are your goals in life? If your goals fall within setting up a business that will impact lives and become a global brand, then you understand, make this decision, make the right choice. If you like taking risk, if you like, you know, taking both calculated risk and reward, then you'll be a good entrepreneur. Or if you don't like, if you are not a risk taker, then you will be a good intrapreneur. Both paths um, uh, offers exciting opportunities.